for sharing something very powerful about respecting other people's grief as you are grieving. That how mature of a point that you just made with that. So thank you for sharing that one. Yes.
That is
It's
good.
all right, Brother Box. And as we're gonna bring this to a close, is there any encouragement or anything else that you would feel is fitting for our listeners to know about everything?
No, it's just that, keep the faith. It's a blessing that have a goddaughter like you who, you stuck to by my side, through the times I was going through, and your understanding and non-judgmental, and that's been a plus and a help. And, there are people out there who are sincere about helping you. And you got to remember that you're totally
Yes.
vulnerable at that time. So you have to be on God not to make any
Yes.
major decisions during that grief period, that you'll later regret, So, and then with the, two sons, a lot of people ask me, well, how did your son feel about, so-and-so that you married? I said, well, in my case, they were grown. So I wasn't looking for a mother to raise my kids, which was a blessing. But I do know from her side, her two daughters were a little skeptical about, and we had the meeting and all that. I explained to them, well, I'm not really marrying you, so you don't trust me yet because you don't know me or what have you. That's a problem you're going to have to deal with. We know each other, we love each other, and we're going on with getting married. And the one of them came around immediately. The other one's a little standoffish. She's the protector, and just have to ride her out. She'll come around eventually. So, amen.
All right. So you live in that one by faith.
Of course, my two sons were totally happy. They knew the lady. They were receptive to her, and that means they don't have to check on me now. They know you got somebody covered. So that's a blessing. Amen.
Yeah. So that's another big point to make too, because I don't think we include our children as much as we probably should. We tend to talk to our spouses about, hey, if I was to die, these are my wishes, and if you were to die, da 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 da. But do we ever disclose that information to our children? And I think it would probably be different for every household how that is managed. But it's your choice how you go about that. But we can see how it can become a hindrance or maybe a blockage when you do proceed forward, because like you said, some of our children raise up to be in the position of the protector because a parent has gone on. And especially in a boy's case, when the father is not in the home, they tend to move into that role of protector over their mom, and other types of roles our children can kind of slide into when a parent has gone on. So that is something that I believe we could do better with in that time of grief, when that time has come to be transparent with your children as far as where you are in your stage of grief, as far as what your wishes are going forward, so that everyone is able to grieve in their way as we continue to process forward. Wow, I never thought about that.
So many family arguments are where the children are divided on how to handle mom or how to handle dad if they pass on. I want to cremate. No, she wanted to be. You get that stuff straightened out now while you're conscious and live, and make it clear to them. Here's what I want, and here's how I'm doing it. Or I give the authority to the firstborn to make all the decisions and make it clear. So there's no fighting, squabble, and all that.
That's a good point. Oh man, so many nuggets you have shared in this episode of Grief and Closure. Thank you. I can't thank you enough for your transparency and honesty, because you really will never know how this information is going to help someone who's listening. But I pray in your heart you really do know that you are helping a lot of people with your honesty and transparency. Is there anything else? Because at this point, I'm just like in awe of the information that you're just sharing with me. Like,
Right.
wow, I never thought about that. And yeah, that could be an issue. But how we need to really, as a family, start communicating better with one another.
For sure. Good. I think that's it.
Okay. All right. I thank you for your time. I cannot thank you enough. And even with this, I think it's fitting for me to say I want to give you your flowers while you are alive versus waiting to give flowers at a casket. So while you are still alive, I want to thank you for doing the best that you could, Brother Bots. Because like you said, we could sit here and plan, oh, this is what I would do. Until it hits you, until grief knocks at your door, you really don't know how you're going to react. But you did it graciously, Brother Bots. You learned a lot of lessons, and you bettered yourself from those lessons, and you're still giving God the glory. Where many people sometimes fall from the faith, you held on. God held on to you, because he never loses his sheep. And I just want to thank you for being the man that you are and continuing to be so, that you think of others. Again, I can't tell my listeners enough. This man thinks of others out of the blue. Like you're just living life, and he will email you, text you, or call you. Are you in need of anything? Or I have this and I'm giving it away. Can you use it? I mean, this is the type of man my godfather is. If he knows you, he is there trying to help you. And I'm sure anyone that knows him can say the same. So I want to thank you for being the man that you are, Brother Bots. See how humble he is. Thank you. Okay. Oh, God bless you, Brother.
All right.
Thank you again for your time.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.